guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Sparkle.
And I'm Chelly.
And in this video, we'll be going through Rochelle's experience and what she's been going through this past year and just catching up with her in this part 2 of our Catching Up with Sparkle and Rochelle.
Yes.
So what's going on, Rochelle?
Yes, guys, it's been a whirlwind of a year. I'm sure you saw part 1 of Sparkle's experience. If you didn't, please go back, we'll link it and watch that. Now we're gonna talk about me. So this year, guys, I had surgery. I had fibroid removal surgery. So for those who don't know, there's 2 types of fibroid removal surgery. You can have, if you're having a myomectomy, because there's other procedures, but I won't go into that, but if you're having a myomectomy, you could either have a laparoscopic or you could have an open myomectomy. And I had the laparoscopic, where they go through your navel, right?
So how did you find out about your fibroid?
So I actually found out about my fibroid when I was 30. You know, when you hit 30, that's when they say everything starts going down. So I found out then, and they said, you know what, let's just watch it. It's not that big. It wasn't affecting my period. My cycle was fine. All I have is, Sparkle and many women go through, is PMS migraines. I get that every month, but as far as the cramps and the flow, it was like, I would think they were lying to me about the fibroid. But if you felt my stomach, you could not only see the raise, like it was on the right side, you could see the lump. It affected, you know, my bowel movements. It affected me wearing jeans, it affected me wearing belts. And I know a lot of women are going through this out there, so I just wanted to share this experience. I, like Sparkle, if you watched the previous video, was on birth control for many years. And I think maybe like 32, 33, I came off of birth control. So I went to go check in again, and like 35, they said, wait. My GYN was like, no, your fibroid, I came off birth control, and I don't know if that caused my hormones to spike. So the fibroid pretty much, I don't know if it doubled. It was 14 centimeters. And she said, this, I don't know, this needs to come out. And I was like, oh God, no, I don't want to have the surgery. What is the surgery? So, I mean, guys, I was drinking molasses. I was trying to do everything. You know, Sparkle was always yelling at me about my diet because, you know, I'll drink soda every day.
Yeah, like, I was telling this girl, I'm like, you need to stop that.
Yeah.
Get it together.
So I was like, let me change my ways. But, you know, the damage is done. So
what like prompted you to finally see like a specialist for your fibroid?
Actually, my GYN, she was like, listen, you need to go to a fibroid specialist. This is above my realm, so I'm gonna recommend one to you, and you need to go ASAP. So I went to him, and as soon as he saw my scan, because what they did was they did an MRI, a pelvic MRI with contrast, and once he saw that, he was like, no, you need to take this out now. So I was like, oh God, I started freaking out. Honestly, guys, from when I heard I had to take the surgery, I think I had the surgery 6 months later because I was just so nervous to have this surgery.
Yeah, so how did you prepare for surgery when they told you they had to take it out?
So I started taking multivitamins. I started taking, you know, my vitamin D, my vitamin C's. I started, you know, watching my diet. I started actually working out more because I just heard that the recovery process is so intense that you just need that strength to get through it. So that's what I was drinking copious amounts of water, where before, remember, it was sodas, juices, all that stuff I was drinking before. I went through Google, the rabbit hole of Google, and I started looking at YouTube videos for like, I mean, hours on end of people who went through their myomectomies as well. I started Googling blogs, just what they did and what helped them get through it. So I went ahead and bought some of those items just to prepare. So I have some of those items today, and the initial things I bought, we'll start with that. One was Colace. So I have the Colace here. This, we'll get into it, but is a must.
Yeah.
Next was the Gas X. You need this, the Gas X. And just in case, a lot of women recommended the Miralax. And lastly, these pineapple enzymes. just to help you digest and break down the food, because I'm telling you, your whole digestion is going to be so off after this surgery, so you need all the help you can get. So those are the first few items that I got, and that's how I prepared for the surgery.
So what was your experience like the day of the surgery? I'm pretty sure you were scared.
Guys, I was terrified. So I don't know when you're watching this video, but we're in the middle of a pandemic. It's still COVID times at this point. So they told me no one is allowed to come with me. Like, no one. They can leave you at the door, they can drop you off. So I was like, what? So my boyfriend, he dropped me off. They checked me in, took all my stuff. The doctors gradually came in, interviewed me, asked me allergies, all that. And all I can remember was the scariest part was actually leaving the prep room where they put on your gown and all that, and walking into...
Oh yeah, that's the scary part. Yeah.
Walking into that surgery room.
Yeah.
The team, oh my gosh, the team was amazing. Like Sparkle, I had an amazing nursing team. I actually started crying, getting close to the bed. I'm such a punk, I know. I saw the bed where I'd have to lay down, the surgical bed, and I just freaked out. I just freaked out, like, what if I don't make it through this? What if? And they were just calming me down. You'll get through this, don't worry. So they laid me down. They put a mask over, put my hair like in a net. It happened so quick, and then they just told me to count backwards, and I just remember everything going blurry, and I was out. I woke up in the recovery room, and then the nurses came to me, and I just said, I'm in a lot of pain. Gave me whatever they gave me, and I fell out again. I don't know how long I was out. So the nurse finally looks at me. She's like, do you want us to call your family? You know, the pharmacy may be closing. So I forgot to mention, I checked in at 7:30 a.m. They checked me in for surgery at 10 a.m. So I'm like, what do you mean the pharmacy may be closing? What time is it? She's like, oh, it's almost 7 o'clock. So I was like, how long have I been here? My family must be freaking out. So, of course, she called them, everything. She's like, but I kept falling asleep. The anesthesia, I'm so sensitive to anesthesia. So she's like, listen, do you want to stay here for the night? You could stay in the hospital. You don't have to go home. I did not want to stay there without family being able to be there or anything. So she's like, if you want to go home, you have to use the bathroom. I didn't know how I was going to get up. I did not know where I was going to find the strength, anything. Yeah. So I said, you're gonna have to get up. They gave me a little bit of water, but I didn't get any food. Remember, I couldn't eat from the night before, I think like 24 hours. So I forgot how many hours, maybe 12 hours. I couldn't eat from the night before, so I'm starving now. So I fought to get up. The nurse helped me, got to the bathroom. Got to the bathroom. The nurse was like, I have to leave you here. And I was like, I could barely walk. What do you mean leave me here? And then, guys, this TMI. I didn't know how I was gonna sit, to use the bathroom. I had to just bare back, just sit on the seat, because I couldn't. When you usually squat, I had no core strength to even do that. I was so weak. I was like, yo, I'm just gonna have to. Hopefully, they clean this thing, because
that's their job.
That's their job. I sat, and then she came back, got me, and then that woman helped me get dressed. She helped me put my clothes on. She was like, you gotta do some of it so I could discharge you. So she didn't make me do a bowel movement. So I was fearing she was gonna say that, but she let me go without a bowel movement. So I was like, okay, bye. But most people I hear you have to do a bowel movement before you leave after having a baby or any surgery. Yeah. She didn't, so you just have to urinate. So I was like, okay, fine. So she brought me downstairs, wheeled me, and that was the easy part. Now is where the difficult part comes. I saw my boyfriend, he was there. I had my pillow. Oh, guys, completely forgot. Get your pillow, because any abdominal surgery, once you get in that car, the bumps, everything. Yes. Get that pillow, put the seatbelt over it, and I was just hugging that. And with the anesthesia or whatever they gave me, I was like in and out, falling asleep, waking up. My mom was there when I got home. They helped me downstairs, and I was just in and out. I was supposed to be they made soup for me with broth, and I remember picking up the spoon and then it being 2 minutes later and they're like, so I guess you fell asleep. So I was really, really loopy.
Right.
And oh my gosh, as I'm thinking of the recovery, I'm remembering more stuff I bought. Guys, make sure you get your wedge pillow and like the wedge for your feet. So I had that, and I even took one of my regular pillows and put it on the side of me. So I had like, I was basically cocooned and supported in every way, because you know what I tried to do, guys? I tried to lay flat on the bed, like, you know how you would normally just lay down. I woke up that way in the hospital, right? I should be able to, right? No, I laid down and screamed. I screamed. Because remember, I was walking bends, you know, the stitches, everything. So my boyfriend had to help me, and my mom had to help me get up. They put the wedge pillow, and then I was able to fall asleep with some pain meds.
So how was your, like, once you got home, you know, weeks passed, like, what was your recovery like in the coming weeks?
So, you saw the previous video with Sparkle. Like her, I could not bathe. I could not shower even. I couldn't shower for the first, I thought it was 3 to 4 days. I think they said I couldn't shower. They didn't want to get the stitches wet. So I did a little sponge bath. My mom came, oh my God, my mom, God bless her. Like, if you're having this surgery, like, you need people. You need so much help.
Yes.
Like Sparkle, I was weak in the shower when I did get to that. But anyway, first I was doing the bird baths with the sponges and everything. And the bowel movements, like I said, all that stuff I needed. Because remember, you don't have the core strength. You can't even cough. You can't cough.
Oh,
if you sneeze. Oh my God. It's like the worst.
It's the
like
worst
the
thing.
ending.
Yes. Oh my God. I was just so scared to sneeze when I had my C-section. Oh no.
Yes. So you gotta do like breathing exercises.
Yes.
You gotta try to do a cough. Like you.
Yes.
You know, like, I don't even know how to explain it. So
Yes.
you'll see. Even, sorry, I missed this, to prep before the surgery, you have to use a special soap to get rid of your bacteria on the skin. To prevent any infections. Guys, things are coming back to me randomly. But yeah, so the colace, all that stuff helped with trying to move, the enzymes to move, because it was really hard.
Like, are there like any other items you recommend that you haven't mentioned yet?
Yes. So guys, I brought it with me. This was the reacher. This was my friend. Because as much help as you get, I'm sorry, there's always going to be that time when you're alone,
right,
and the remote control fell, or you need something. This even picks up a Q-tip.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, is that precise?
That precise. It could pick up a Q-tip. So definitely I had a reacher. This may not happen to you, but I was allergic to the surgical tape. So I ended up having a huge boil in one of the surgical areas. So I had 4 surgical locations. I had one on my left, one on my right. I understand now that's for them to use the cameras to kind of see. And I had a little one right on my bikini line, almost like a quarter of a C-section. Like, so I had those 3, and then obviously the navel, which was like the worst. That's where they actually did the removal. So my skin was getting red, irritated, itching. I told Sparkle, it just felt like I wanted to rip my skin off. So the doctor recommended that I use cortisone. So I ended up getting cortisone. So this helped a whole lot. The cortisone. We have a mutual friend. Thank you, Yazzie. She recommended to get Anacare gel. She actually sent that to me. This actually helped too a lot with healing for like your aching muscle areas. So I did get that. So check that out. And the most important thing, I'm gonna show them in a clip, is your stomach binders. I cannot stress this. Your stomach binders. I actually have 2 because you know you're gonna be wearing it a lot. You know, it helps you because, how do I explain it? When you're walking around, your incisions are like, it feels like you're like moving those cuts. So it's kind of supporting you, one, and it's kind of giving you core support because you don't have the strength, you don't have the core. So it gives you like an anchor to do things and move around and be able to function. And I wish I knew that, but the hospital did not give me my stomach binder. I heard that's standard for any abdominal surgery. I didn't get one, and I didn't get one of those mesh underwears, because I hear a lot of women who have the surgery say they get those little mesh hospital undies that are really comfy. Didn't get that. Ordered it on Amazon. Again, we'll put in the description box. But those are the things that I will totally recommend that I bought after the fact.
Did you get anything that, did you buy anything that you ended up not needing?
Yeah, so I didn't buy it, but a family member, my mom, brought it over and I was gonna buy it. I bought a shower chair and there was no way I could sit on a shower chair. If anything, I always wanted to stand, because sitting, like, it felt good to sit, but it also hurt. So the shower chair basically was a waste. Anytime I showered, I was holding on to the grab bars, holding on to the walls, and trying to do the task as quick as possible, because I was weak and I did not want to sit, because guess what? You have to get up, and every time you get up, again, you're suffering from core strength and you have those incisions. So it was like pinching, tearing, ripping, burning pain sensations sometimes. Stay up on your meds, okay? So the shower chair definitely was something that you don't have to buy if you're considering that. It just came to my mind, please guys, I completely forgot, and Sparkle mentioned it, a stool in her previous video, a stool. Please get a stool, like a stepping stool, and just put it on the side of your bed. Yeah. So when you're getting in and out, because I don't know, depending on how high your mattress is, oh my gosh, the stool was amazing. Between the wedge pillow, the stool, all that, it just made life a lot easier. Like Sparkle said, she in the previous video, part 1, she had to roll and all that. It kind of helps if the stool's there, so you don't have to stretch your incisions so much, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Like, did you experience anything that you did not expect, like took you by surprise?
Yes. So I was told, right? We talked about laparoscopic myomectomy. We talked about open myomectomy is basically like the same incision as a full C-section in your bikini line. So the open myomectomy, you guys are supposed to have a 6-week recovery. And the laparoscopic, I was told you would recover in 2 weeks. No, honey, I did not. It was not 2 weeks. I'm still, frankly, recovering, but I more so was able to return to work remotely, by the way, after 6 weeks. No, it was a much more drawn out recovery process. If you don't wear the stomach binder, you almost feel like you're very likely to get a hernia. Lifting things, it's just not, you're weak. I'm basically in physical therapy now. I thought I had sciatica from the sitting and recovery. I had 2 car accidents before, so my herniated discs in my neck and my lower lumbar are now caused numbness in my left toe, because you remember, you're sitting there most of the time, you're not moving around, so it kind of aggravated all that. So it just unleashed a whole bunch of other stuff that I had to deal with that made the recovery longer, as well as the allergic skin and the oil, all that made things take a while to recover. So even now, we're in the middle of April, like beginning of April. Had the surgery January 11th, and to do 20-pound rows or pull downs or like a regular light exercise, I'm in so much pain around my navel. I can't wear jeans with metal buttons right now still, because it presses on the button area, the belly button area. So your girl is spending $100 on getting Spanx pull-up jeans just to avoid, so I could even wear jeans, because I'm basically wearing, slacks and those stretchy pants all the time, because that's the most comfortable for me. So that is what I would say is most unexpected.
So what overall advice would you give someone who's planning this type of surgery?
Yeah, the advice I would give is make sure you go into the surgery asking questions like, will I get my binder? Even if you don't get the underwear, definitely the binder. Make sure you have your support system at home because you're going to need that, like, you know, whoever, friends, family, even stay with someone. If you live alone, maybe just prepare and be like, hey, can I stay with you for 6 weeks? If you're going for laparoscopic myomectomy and they tell you 2 weeks and you have a big fibroid, just prepare that it may not be 2 weeks, and just have your job kind of be aware that it may be a minimum of 2 weeks. My job thought I was coming back in 2 weeks, and I told them no, it was a minimum of 2 weeks. And you know, just so that you kind of have some flexibility, and just be positive, and just know that when you're in that recovery process, that it's not going to be a forever thing. You will get through it. Just have a good support system. I honestly meditated. For pain and sleep, I highly recommend CBD oil. The CBD oil, honestly, when I wanted to get away from the hard drugs that the hospital gave that had you feeling high, I forgot what I was discharged with to take. It wasn't Percocet, but it was something strong. So I didn't want to take it because I started feeling a little weird. So I started using extra strength Tylenol, of course, Motrin, ibuprofen, but I started using CBD oil to sleep, and let me tell you, I would get full night's sleep. And that's one thing I'll say before we go: the more you sleep, the more you heal, and the more you walk, the more you heal. Yes. With this type of surgery, I don't care if you got the open or you got the laparoscopic myomectomy, you need to walk. Yes. And you're gonna feel pain after, and that is normal. The more you remember, you're gonna be, all your muscles kind of atrophied and weakened while you were healing. So the more you move, you're gonna feel pain, but the stronger you will get. And just hang in there, guys.
Yeah. So you can see, like, there's like a lot of similarities between your surgery and then having a C-section. There's like a lot of similarities between the two. So that was an eye opener.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I guess thank you guys for watching. We love you for hanging in there if you're still here. We're gonna have everything in the description box. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell to not miss out on any of our videos. And
we'll see you in the next one.
Yes.
Bye bye.